Okay. So just start by saying your name, where you're from, and if you'd like, your age.
Okay. I'm Macy. I'm from Southern California, and I'm 27.
And how did you learn about the internship, and why did you come here?
I had a friend that was already on the island, and through her and a few other people in the network, I was told that this was a really awesome program to get plugged in, to meet more people, and kind of to nurture the values that I was looking for when I came here.
And what inspired you most about the course?
I'm really inspired by the level of mindfulness and presence that is brought into the course every day. I wasn't expecting that to be as much a focus, and I think it's really great. A lot of people might not really have any basis for like being present and mindful in their day-to-day experience. So it's just really nice to have that reminder from Dash and Erica, Sarah, just to be present with the plants and to be present with what's going on inside ourselves. And I just feel like that was really impactful in the whole process.
And how do you feel like your relationship with food has changed, if at all?
Oh, that's a big one, definitely. I've always been pretty healthy since I started, working to buy my own food. But this is next level, just fresh produce off the land. Cooking with bulk foods is really awesome. That's not something I did too much at home. I used to eat a lot of packaged food and frozen food, and that has really changed since being there, and I have no desire to go back to that.
And what was the best thing you learned during your internship? Like, do you have a favorite class or an experience? And do you feel differently now than you did at the beginning?
I really liked the beekeeping and the mycology aspects. I think because I already had interests in those areas beforehand. And we learned like a bunch of different methods for like cultivating mushrooms, which is awesome because they're so medicinal and delicious. And working with the bees was great. And do I feel different than before? Is that the question? Yeah, definitely. I feel even more inspired to continue the path that I'm on from this program.
And what skills do you think you could take back home with you?
Definitely growing food. That's a big one. I didn't really grow food myself at home. Maybe a few things in the garden here or there, but kind of more large scale, like stuff I could do in the market. Yeah.
And what advice would you give either yourself or to someone considering applying for this course?
That it's definitely a challenge. It's pretty rustic, which I love, and which is part of why I came here, because I wanted to unplug and kind of step away. It's really nice to not be constantly around Wi-Fi and cell range, and to be kind of like tucked away, which is really nice for a lot of people. And yeah, just to really focus on yourself and keep the focus on what you came for and your own personal growth, because that's, I think, how you get the most out of it.
Cool, thank you.
I saw these curtilarias. Starting to know these all too well, but these will be good to spread around the garden. These are really pretty too, translucent. And then what are you going to propagate, for your permaculture zone? Like, different ways to play with it. Compost building, no one's mentioned straight up, but just building fat compost piles is going to be a really good way to implement those.
Maybe letting the land rest for a while.
Fallowing a field, just doing nothing, just leaving it alone for a while. That's pretty traditional, And in Polynesia, they fallow it by letting it go into forest. And think about all the leaf litter that forest creates and how rapidly that regenerates. And then coming back in and think how much biomass there is for them to go back and farm that garden. So you can, yeah.
Hey, I'm Talese Price from Ogden, Utah, and I'm age 20.
Okay, so how did you learn about the internship and what made you come to HIP Agriculture?
Well, I was living in Ocean View, Hawaii on the Big Island, and I was working with bees, and my boss had a flyer of HIP Agriculture, and I loved everything that it said, the transforming, plant medicine, Hawaiian culture, permaculture, all of that just made me instantly interested.
And what inspired you most about the course? I mean, you probably just said it, but, was it?
The most was honestly being aware of food, my attitude going into eating food, preparing food, my attitude preparing food, and just, you know, it's a lot deeper than just like eating healthy. It's more of your mentality while you're eating. And yeah.
So with that being said, how do you feel like your relationship with food has changed?
It's become more intimate, if you want to call it that. Now I'm a lot more aware of like my attitude going into eating something, like, oh, okay, this food is going to bless me in this way, or this food is going to make me happier, or this food is going to give me energy. I have intentions before going into eating something.
And what was the best thing you learned during the internship? Like, do you have a favorite class or a favorite experience?
I really enjoyed mycology and the Hawaiian culture, and plant medicine was really fun. Those are my 3 favorites.
And what skills do you think you could take back home with you?
Well, I'll always have a garden now. Now I know how to make my own compost, and I'll just know how to garden more, and yeah.
Cool. And what advice would you give to someone considering applying for this course?
I would say do it. I feel like everything that I've learned here is so important, and no matter what, if you're not into farming, you know, you can take something else from this course that's equally as important. And overall, it's just a good opportunity to be more aware of yourself and your surroundings, and just to appreciate.
Oh my gosh, do it! Apply to the course, because you will learn so much about yourself, about community living, about living off the land, about Hawaii, about relationships, about food, about agroforestry, about everything you could possibly want to learn. You will learn it within these 6 weeks.